Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV. Toronto Coronation 2022.
Montreal artist Sylvain Rolando.
Shine fundraiser in Nanaimo. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Angus Prott. We would like to thank and acknowledge the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations and surrounding nations for the privilege of filming this episode on their traditional lands.
Outlook TV is the queer news magazine show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast. We're going to kick it off in Toronto at Coronation 2022, a night in Versailles.
And monarchs from all over North America attended.
We are at the Imperial Court of Toronto's Coronation 36, celebrating the success and step down of Emperor David and Empress Rachel Valois.
You know, our first court was, our mother court was Vancouver, and then Toronto came many years later. So on the East Coast, Toronto was the mother court to everything around here. Of course, Vancouver being our mother court of all of Canada.
Lives were lost not only in Canada, but also in the United States, because every child matters.
We are the international court system, and so we have about 70 chapters in the United States and Canada. So it's really important for us to cross our border because the court really knows no borders. So it's always good to come back to Toronto.
So Their Majesties had a wonderful year fundraising and engaging the community. We actually had our most outside membership engagement this year. So a lot of the money that we raised actually came from people who were not members of the court. So this year our charities of choice are the Toronto PWA food programs, our People with AIDS food programs, and Rainbow Railroad, which helps people who would otherwise be persecuted in other countries immigrate to a safe place. Official tally the last time I checked was around $36,000 in a COVID year.
So double decade, that means you reigned 20 years ago.
Now it's different. The world is different. Times are different. People are different. Our rights are different. Everything is different now than it was then, you know, and that's only 20 years, and 20 years has made a big difference in terms of where we're at.
What your performance is and what we can look forward to.
Mildly twisted and slightly psychotic is usually the standard approach, but, you know, something a little apropos to the theme.
The responsibility is fluid. We want to make sure that the courts are recognized on an international level. Like, for example, here in Canada, we are launching a Canadian stamp campaign. We are hoping to petition that there will be honorary stamps in honor of Ted North, who is the founder of the Canadian courts, and Laura MacDonald, who is an Indigenous leader here in Canada.
Yes, Nicole approached me and asked if I would be interested in becoming King Father, 2 of the international court system. And I was kind of humbled. I was like, it would be great for Canada. Canada needs some leadership role. We're well over 50 some years, and you know, there's never been any Canadian leaders. So it's about time Canada gets a leadership role, and I'm hoping that I can make a difference and we can pave the way for other Canadians moving.
Congratulations on a wonderful year. My name is Empress Fancy Pants from Toronto for Outlook TV.
We're off to the Some Gallery in Vancouver now to check out Sticky Extensions.
Yes, where drag explores relationships through transformation.
We are here in Vancouver at the Some Gallery for Romy Kim's debut exhibition, Sticky Extensions. It's a collaboration with fellow artists through video, performance, and installations.
My name is Romy Kim, Kim Seromi, or Skim in drag. I identify as a second-generation Korean, gender-fluid lesbian. And I think about these words as constantly in flux. I think about them as verbs rather than nouns or adjectives because they're constantly in motion, they're changing, and they're constantly working with one another as well. I generally work within mediums of performance, video, and installation, and I work within an interdisciplinary approach, often thinking about my communities, the places that I reside in, as well as who I am and how I reside ethically. Sticky Extensions is a solo show at the Some Gallery, but this solo show has all works that are collaborative. So I've been working with Queer-Based Media, Kendall Yan, and Chris Reed, as well as Romeo Villanueva III. This show explores my connections with people, extensions of my body, as well as the space of the warehouse, which is a DIY event space in Vancouver. And it's known to be soon demolished due to a hospital being built there. And so this is an event space that queer, trans parties are often held at. And so one of the projects that I have in this exhibit is a video showcasing drag performers that often perform there and showing the space of the warehouse. Stickiness came from kind of this concept of chung, which is something I've been exploring. It's a Korean word that is used daily. It's a cultural concept that kind of expresses attachment, love, solidarity, kindness. There's no direct translation in English, but it's also considered a burden. And so it's often called something that's sticky. And then extensions comes from the warehouse, actually, which has been constantly extended. We have a lease that's been up for, I think this is maybe the third extension now. And so I've been thinking about these extensions, not only with the warehouse, but my extensions with my friends, my connections with my family, and also extensions of drag and how we tend to wear a lot of costumes that kind of extend our body and our identities as well. I hope that my work is accessible. So for folks who may not necessarily go to the art gallery, I hope that they can find something to see some kind of beauty in and to ponder for a moment, to question, as well as I hope that they think about things that are constructed and things that are performed and kind of question the notions of that.
Sticky Extensions is on at the Some Gallery in Vancouver until December the 8th. This is James for Outlook TV.
It's time we'll take a short break.
I don't know if you've noticed our background of the smoky, smoky haze, but it might be end of days, so I'm going to go put some affairs in order.
Hi, I'm Liz Glazer. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I'll be at the Chutzpa Festival. You are watching Outlook TV, and I'm very excited that you're watching Outlook TV, and I'm also very excited to meet you, hopefully, at the Chutzpa Festival.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
And now we're heading back east to talk to Montreal artist Sylvain Rolando.
Well, hello, Look TV. It's summer and it's Pride here in Montreal. For the occasion, the amazing Au Bon Dieu is throwing an amazing queer art exhibition here at Pourquoi Pas Expresso Bar. Let's check it out.
I'm born in France in the 90s, so homophobia and all this stuff is present here. So it was all a fight to understand what was, internalized homophobia is, and this project is kind of a response to that. So I wanted to prove myself that gay relationship can be tender and affectionate. So that's why I'm drawing that. So first it was watercolor, but now I'm doing it on the iPad. So it's actually on Procreate, so it's digital watercolor. And it really helps me to play with the saturations of the colors and also having all the colors I want without having to buy all the material. So I'm working sometimes with photographers, one in Montreal and another one which I'm working often is in Spain, and they are doing homoerotic pictures, and I'm asking them if I can credit them and be inspired by some of the whole pictures, but also some of the crops of the pictures, and I'm just trying to take a crop that can feel an emotion. The famous piece is called First Thrill, and it's just two hands touching. So I just cropped that of the picture because for me, the two hands touching is like super meaningful, and the First Thrill title is really what I felt when you touched the hand of your first date, for example. I'm drawing from imagination, but I'm also like taking some of the myself pictures to see how the muscles are intertwined and how they can just to have a nice image, but also some crops just to have this feeling that I want. So sometimes I will take pictures of one photographer, but I will do my own reference for the hand because I want the hand to represent a feeling that is not on the picture. So I will do a stitching of different inspirations. The main thing with this project is to show different representations of the gay couples. So if some people are telling me that they feel tenderness in my drawings, I'm actually super happy because that's what I wanted to show. Like tenderness exists in gay couple, and during my childhood, we just said that gay couples were like just terrible representation of like sickness, rough sex, and pain. That's what gay relationship was to me when I was a child. So if people are just telling me that they feel tenderness in my drawings, I'm actually super happy.
To learn more about Sylvain's amazing art, check out omondu.ca. For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Montreal.
We're in Vancouver for the Chutzpa Festival.
Yes, the Queer Comedy Sisters.
Since 2001, the Vancouver Chutzpa Festival has celebrated the very best in Jewish culture, featuring theater, dance, music, and visual arts. The Chutzpa Festival runs November 3rd to 24th, and this year it's getting decidedly queer.
I used to be a law professor, which I feel like could have been Alice's other job. Like she grew into comedy and leaving law to be drawn to comedy was a girl I had a crush on. Plain and simple. Okay? Everything that I've done, pretty much, is because there was a girl I had a crush on. And so I had taken an improv class a couple of years before I ever did stand-up comedy. Teacher of the improv class, I had a huge crush on. She says, "Do you want to do stand-up comedy?" I said, "Absolutely not." And she said, "Well, I have a show. I'll put you on my show." And I said, "One question, are you going to be at your show?" And of course she said yes. And I was like, I will literally go anywhere and do anything that you are going to be at. And so I did it and I loved it. And, you know, the joke version is that the first time I ever did stand-up comedy, I had a professional orgasm, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically a regular orgasm, except that I was 100% sure I was having it.
Started to do drag 23 years ago in Jerusalem. I was born in Jerusalem, and I started to do drag when I was 16 years old. Do the math, how old am I? And then I got to new friends of mine in Jerusalem, other drag queens, and together we put on a show, because we are drag queens from Jerusalem, that we called ourselves Holy Wigs. And since then, as Holy Wigs, we were traveling all over the world as well. But also we traveled as a couple. And we used to have like a gay stand-up drag night. Yeah. And now we have a show of the both of us at the National Theatre of Israel. I think that they picked us to close all the festival because they said that it never ends until the fat lady sings. So,
but I don't sing, so it will never end. I just do lip sync, so it will never end. It's going to be a long festival.
I'm 43, I'm a lesbian. When I came out, being a lesbian was edgy. Now everyone is queer. I'm just being honest about that. I'm a heterosexual woman as compared with everybody now who has a sexual orientation. That said, I want the pansexual, the bisexual, the demisexual, all kinds of queer people coming to the Chutzpa Festival because I love you and I can't wait to meet you.
So if you want to get tickets for the Queer Comedy Night or get any information about any of the events happening between November 3rd and 24th, go to the Chutzpa website. Most of the events happen in and around the Norman and Annette Rothstein Theatre. I'm David C. Jones. Shalom.
And we need to take another short break right now.
It's a smoke break, if you will. I mean, we're not smoking. The air is smoking.
Hi, my name is Future Star. I'm a performer here at the Vancouver Outsider Arts Festival, and you are watching Outlook TV.
My name is Cole Schmidt. I'm a visual artist, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
And next we're off to Nanaimo for the Shine fundraiser.
I hear they raised over $100,000.
Yeah, they did.
Nanaimo takes center stage tonight as we attend Dean Thalner's latest fundraising extravaganza, Shine Nanaimo. We've got drag queens, we've got sisters, we've got fundraising. Let's go check it out.
Well, Dean Thalner has put on this in Vancouver for several years, Shine and Red. He's brought it over to Nanaimo this year, and it's for mental health and addiction services, raising money for everybody who needs it. It's such a problem right now, and I love the creativity he puts into it. I think there's over 150 models. There are fabulous drag queens. There are live singers. I'm doing a live auction.
Thank you, my sweet. 1,300, this is exciting. 1,350, sir?
I started doing Brilliant and I started doing Red, and both platforms were basically for HIV and AIDS. And as we moved forward out of that pandemic, I realized that there was another pandemic that needed to be addressed, and that was the opioid crisis and the disproportionate amount of youth that were on the streets that needed our help for mental health and addiction. Volume Studio is rooted deeply in diversity, inclusion, and acceptance. So tonight we will have over 150 local actors, dancers, singers, drag queens, musicians, circus performers, comedians, and more, all volunteering of their time and their talent in support of Nanaimo's at-risk youth.
From my perspective as mayor, it says everything I want to be known about Nanaimo. This is a wonderful city that cares and understands the issues that so many people face, and that we need to raise the money to provide the supports that are so necessary.
The sisters are here. They're raising money with the 50-50 draw, and I just love this love and joy and understanding that they spread, right?
This recipient is the Shine Bright recipient this evening, and it's the Family Learning Opportunity Wellness program through the Nanaimo Ladysmith School District. We've decided to support them here this evening, and our hope is that we'll be able to start expanding this over the next 10 years and have more flow programs in every school so that every LGBTQ kid, every kid that's having mental health or addiction struggles will have the support they need through the school system. The other recipient this evening is AVI Nanaimo, AIDS Vancouver Island Nanaimo Community Health Centre, and they're the ones that are on the forefront of Nanaimo's homeless and disproportionate youth. And I know for sure that when you walk through the doors of AVI, regardless of your race, your color, your creed, your gender, that you will be received with open arms and get the treatment and the support that you deserve.
From Nanaimo, my name is Empress Fancy Pants for Outlook TV.
Now we're in Vancouver for the Outsider Festival,
offering opportunities for visual and performing artists.
The Community Arts Council of Vancouver is presenting today the Vancouver Outsiders Arts Festival, and it's the 75th edition here at the Roundhouse Community Centre. We talked with the presidents of Community Arts Council of Vancouver and many of the queer artists present on site.
This year's Vancouver Outsider Arts Festival is the 6th annual festival, and we are so excited about the folks that are participating this year. Outsider Arts is all about bringing the artists in our community together to create a shared experience and to expand how we view and identify art in our world. So we're thrilled to have over 60 artists, visual and performing artists here this year, and we have such a dynamic and wonderful and authentic presence of personality and community, and I'm thrilled with the conversations that are happening in this room today.
Currently, I have a paradise, a Malibu-esque environment poolside where I'll have 2 or 3 subjects. But I also do a variety of different things. I'll do porn stars, I'll do drag queens, and I'll also do local artists that I'm inspired by. I just find that it really resonates me. I think it's things that need to be brought forth more often in the public eye, queer art in general.
So I kind of wanted to go for like a little sci-fi twist, but then also I have like this vision of bringing a lot of furry art, which is so on the like internet all the time, to put it on canvas, which is kind of like something that doesn't happen that often or I haven't seen. So I kind of wanted to do both those things, or it inspired me this year anyways.
The foundation of it is like how I confronted my queer identity from the start, and since then how drag confronts gender all around and gender expression, and like kind of folding those challenging ideas into just performance art and entertainment is really I love, and it's very inspiring. So it's a very easy step for me to photograph it.
It's kind of cold, but she's the only one here.
I play on a Hohner Pianette T, that's my axe, and I'm going to be singing, and they're all songs that I've written myself. They're all pretty autobiographical, and yeah, I guess it's sort of like a bedroom pop experience brought to the big stage. My most recent album, it's like a short EP I dedicated to my partner, who I'm recently engaged to. So I wrote a whole album of songs dedicated to them. It's called All of These Songs Are About You, None of These Songs Are About Me. Prior to that, I released a LP with Kingfisher Blues. It's called When Will the DJ of Love Grant Me My One Request? Just sort of a story of queer longing and loneliness, and just like the feeling of when will my person come to me.
I dream about the end of the world.
Make sure that you go to cacv.com for more information about all that's happening with Community Arts Council of Vancouver this year and about the upcoming Outsider Arts Festival. For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Vancouver.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we'll be back before the smoke clears.
And be sure to join us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Come join us. Be a volunteer with us. It's a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Angus Pratt.
Stay safe, Canada.